Hello and welcome to another episode of Making It in Holland. If you're new here, my name is Gulce and I'm the entrepreneur behind this channel, which is all about expat life and entrepreneurship here in the Netherlands. Today, as you've seen from the title, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is all about the money. I'm making this video because a lot of you have reached out to me on the DMs asking me, but Gulce, how much money do people really make here in the Netherlands? Make sure to watch until the end of this video where I will be revealing how much money I earned before I switched to flexible working and running my own business. And actually on this note, I realized I never spoke about what is it that I do for my business on this channel. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know down in the comments below. I'm more than happy to share with you what is it that I do, how did I get started, and how much money does my business currently make. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and while you're watching this video, if you find the information useful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And without further ado, let's get into the money. Let's talk about money, shall we? The first topic that we're going to be talking about is what does your salary depend on? Now, there are three factors that influence this. The first one is your age. The second one is how many hours per week you want to work. And number three is your level of experience for the job which you're applying for. Now, in the Netherlands though, for the kind of basic jobs for which you don't need any additional qualification, the only two things that really matter are your age and how many hours per week you want to work. Now let's dig a little bit deeper into each of these three categories. Now, when it comes to age, the minimum working age here in the Netherlands starts from age 15, 16. If you're younger than that, you still can work. However, there are going to be some special rules that apply to you, and to make sure that you're doing everything legally, I highly suggest that you check out business.gov.nl to learn how things work when you're underage. Now, with that out of the way, let's look at what does it mean for you when it comes to your hourly working week. Now, the pretty much standard thing that we all have accepted globally is the 40-hour week, which in some professions I know can be more like 50, 60, God forbid 70, but the accepted full-time work weekly hour here is 40. However, it's not very uncommon for Dutch people to work anywhere between 24 to 36 hours per week. And when it comes to the specific qualifications, if you're looking to get a basic job in a restaurant, in a supermarket, you do not need any kind of additional qualification. However, if you're looking to apply for a position that needs a very specific type of skill, then of course you're going to need to know that. And I made a video about how you can find English speaking jobs. That's going to be popping up on your screen right now. So make sure to watch that video after this one if you want to learn ways you can find an English speaking job here, especially if you're looking for a job that requires a specific type of skill. The second topic we're going to be talking about is, of course, tell me the numbers. I know you're out there, you're asking me, but Gulce, can you please just tell me the numbers as soon as possible? Now, I will be revealing how much you make per month gross, so that's actually before tax, at age 15, 18, and 21 and over. So you have a rough overview of how much you could be making if you were working here in the Netherlands, bare minimum. For the details of other ages and more specifics, make sure to check out the link that I will be including in the description of this video. Now let's talk about how much you would make if you were 15 years old. And now for the grand reveal. You would be making around 490 euros per month if you're 15 years old before tax. If you're 18 years old, you would be making around 825 euros per month before tax. And if you are 21 and over, you will be making a minimum of 1,650 euros per month before tax. So in this video, I probably repeated the word taxes at least 50 times. The reason being is that when you do become a working member of the society, taxes become very, very important. But at the same time, they can be quite an overwhelming topic to get your head around. So in this video, I'm sharing with you literally the only thing you need to know when it comes to taxes. So back in the day, there used to be multiple different brackets under which you fell depending on how much or how little you earn working here. However, they pretty much scrapped all of that, and now there are only two brackets that you could potentially fall under. Now, if you're earning anything less than 68,500 euros, you fall under the lower tax bracket, which is 37.35%. And if you're earning anything above that, you're in the highest tax bracket, which is 49.5%. Now, if you've seen my video, 6 reasons why you might not want to move to the Netherlands, there you know that I also talk about the topic of taxes and that it's relatively high compared to other countries. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to check that video out after this one. Especially if you're considering moving here, it's always good to look at the pros as well as cons of moving to another country. Alright, now time for the most fun part of the video, where I will be revealing how much I used to earn back in the day in my corporate jobs. Now, to give a bit of a context, I used to work as an architect in Rotterdam and in the neighborhood of Rotterdam. I'm not going to be revealing the exact names of the offices for which I worked for, but I started working right after my master's in 2017, and I worked in 3 different offices in 2017, 2018, as well as 2019. With each of those jobs, I have to say here already, spoiler alert, I got a little bit more each time because I got better at negotiating my salary. But let's look together at how much those numbers were so you have an idea of what to expect, especially if you're moving here and if you're an architect or in a similar business to architecture. Okay, after doing my research, I couldn't find how much I used to make in my first job, but luckily I found it in detail for the second and the third jobs. So I will be sharing with you my second job first, where I made 2,250 euros for 36 hours of working, and that was the amount before tax, and after tax that amount equal to 1,782 euros per month. And my last job before I left the corporate world for good paid me 2,600 euros for 36 hours of work before tax, and after tax that equal to around 2,100 euros per month. So those are my numbers, and I hope that this will be kind of a guide for you, but mind you, each person, each situation, each level of experience is different. So you might be earning around the same as these, but it can also be a little higher or a little lower. But one thing that I learned from my time in the corporate world is that you have to be very, very good at negotiating upfront so that every time you go to work, you go motivated and you're excited about what you're doing, and that you don't feel like you're being taken advantage of and that you're so bitter because you feel like you're not really getting your work's values worth. As we're wrapping up this video, let's recap some of the things we talked about that influence how much you earn here in the Netherlands. So we looked at your age, how many hours per week you work, as well as your level of experience in the job for which you're applying for. We also spoke about the minimum working legal age here, which is 15/16. However, if you're much younger, it is still possible, but mind you, there will be some specific rules that apply to make sure that this is being done in a legal way. And then I revealed how much you would be earning based on full-time work, and of course before taxes if you're 15, 18 and 21 and over. And last but not least, we spoke about taxes, and I shared with you #1 tip that you just need to know when it comes to taxes to make things a lot more easier for you. With that said, This video was short and sweet, but I hope you found value in it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And let me know down in the comments below if you're working in the Netherlands, how much are you making? Are you happy? What is it that you do? And if you're moving to the Netherlands from abroad, what kind of jobs are you looking for? I'll see you next week in a brand new episode, and until then, as usual, don't forget to stay awesome. Bye bye.